picks her up.
This character completely switches to someone who is not confident, not cocky, isn't sure of himself, and sort of says to her, "May I kiss you?" and he's very relaxed and very.
Well, they've got this, obviously, some sort of tortured childhood.
Yeah, and I just
growing up in homes this is and being different. Abused or something.
Well, not only that, they introduced the idea that he may be doing something on behalf of other people. That the whole idea that he killed this character and tortured and killed the other person, the old guy, might be related to something else rather than just he's a bit of a corrupt cop.
It was incredible television. I even got butterflies watching the Goggle Boxers watch it on Friday. Everything I wanted from it. Daniel Mays I've always rated for a long time, and it's good. And he hasn't done a role do centered on him.
There's two things I would say in the history of spooks and stuff like that. They did do this last year, didn't they? Where they killed off what you thought was a major new character in the first episode. And so them killing off Daniel Mays, if they do it, is part of the show's history.
And of course, Lenny James, Lenny James died at the end of Series 1 as well.
Well, I suppose you had the death at the end of the last, because didn't Gina McKee die at the first episode of Series 1?
First or second, I think.
Yeah, very, very early on. So
you've had that sort of thing of, as Gary said, Jessica Raine in the last series, Gina McKee in the series before. So you're used to having a death of sort of a secondary character, but this, by all intents and purposes, is the main character.
I remember Matt coming out the screening of Series 2 and just being bouncing off the wall saying you have to watch it. I don't want to tell you anything. How did you feel about the ending of this one?
It wasn't as... I think the end... I got the impression that something was going to happen to him. I felt that, certainly maybe not in this first episode, but that they couldn't string this character out for an entire series. For example, the Keeley Hawes character was always keeping something back, so you never knew if she
you unravelled bits of Keeley Hawes' character, didn't you? And you were supposed to like her. When she had her head flushed down the toilet, you were supposed to have sympathy for her, and then by the end you hated her.
You didn't know how to take her. We as the audience, I think, in this third series, have been given a lot more information than we had been in the previous two series, because if you remember as well, I don't think we were told about Kate being undercover in Lenny James's crew, were we?
No.
That was part of the reveal of AC.
Yeah, I mean, there's not yet been that big reveal like those two things. I think this time, certainly in terms of the Daniel Mays character, we've been given a lot more information. We've seen him, shoot this guy and then kill the other guy later on.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how they're doing this series. I don't think the
and
shock
also
value is there,
with
but
Lenny,
the
with
writing's
Lenny
still on
James,
point. Yeah.
It's brilliant though, and I didn't get a preview of episode 2, but I will. It doesn't matter because I won't watch it then. I'll watch it tonight.
It's on Thursday nights on BBC 2 at 9:00.
Yeah, and also we do know, the fourth series is coming. They're filming it in the winter of this year. So it's not going to be Danny Mays and this current crew. It's going to be the same old, new person, different situation. How do we feel about that? Would we like to see them continue on with...
I'd like to see Keeley Hawes come back.
Well, I agree with Matt on that one. I think it would be good if they went back to Keeley Hawes' character as they can, because, she's still alive and a police officer.
I went to see High Rise last night, and she's in that. So it's an interesting role.
Any good?
All right. It's an interesting.
That's basically
that's
what
the
I've
tone.
Heard. Yeah. Speaking of High Rise, do you want to do the Night Manager quiz?
Okay, yeah.
What a link!
So am I the only one who watched the final
First of all, let's play our favourite game. How far did Gary get?
Episode 1.
Now that amazes me.
It amazes
you said how amazing Hugh Laurie was, and you thought it had a good.
Sunday night is not a good time for me to watch.
Right,
but you just said you don't watch things when they're on. You watch them when you feel like it.
Did it make it onto the hard drive?
Yeah, it's on the hard drive. It'll be.
Can I spoil any of it? Then?
Yeah, go for it, because it'll be a while before I watch it.
Okay, so the Night Manager. I mean, I've sort of been sporadically watching this as well. I've not watched it when it's on. Usually, sort of maybe look at the previews of it and stuff. I've sort of found it a bit of sort of like escapist fun. I don't think Tom Hiddleston is sort of really acting all that much because he's playing like a charming, suave Englishman. Key in this is Hugh Laurie, who's playing this sort of... His performance in this is brilliant, and I will be shocked if he's not nominated for a BAFTA next year in sort of supporting actor for playing this sort of... You never know quite what he's thinking, the villain Richard Roper, if he knows what Tom Hiddleston's character, Jonathan Pine, is actually up to, that he is undercover working against him. There's fantastic support from Tom Hollander as well, who sadly got bumped off in Ep5, and Olivia Colman, who for me, I think, after sort of making a joke out of her sort of knitwear brigade in Ep1, sort of almost made this final episode for me, because her character in the book originally was a man, as we talked about, I think, before. But here she got to have
they wanted Oliver Coleman when they were...
That's an obscure one. She was pregnant at the time, I believe. And she had this moment where you see a sort of full-on pregnant woman with a gun shooting down this like burly bodyguard. And then the small... Because her and Hugh Laurie haven't shared any time together on screen. They're like a minute together on screen, I think, was almost the moment of the series for me. Their little tete-a-tete, because she's been wanting to bring him down for years, Angela Burr, because she's got this real vendetta against Roper. So yeah, it was a good final episode of what was a sort of mediocre series, I would say.
You know, you said it was escapist fun. Was it a bit tongue-in-cheek cheesy as well?
Tongue-in-cheek?
Tongue-in-cheek cheesy.
Tongue-in-cheek cheesy? Maybe a little, but I don't think so. No, it was more sort of trying to do like a cut-price James Bond almost, sort of.
All the clips I've seen do make it look a bit cheesy, and the dialogue's not always... I never
thought it was... Oh, maybe dialogue-wise, maybe. But certainly, like, from an aesthetic point of view, it all looks sort of fantastic.
No.
Dialogue-wise, I don't know. Some of it, but you can't help but be a bit cheesy with this genre. I think that's the thing with, like, espionage things. You can't do a sort of kitchen sink espionage drama.
Have you told your friends about this podcast?
Okay, here we go.
No?
It's just not my idea of a good time.
Tell them now.
That's what the people want to hear.
This is the Custard TV Podcast.
Good to the last drop.
From thecustardtv.com.
So, Luke, do you want to tee up the island?
Yeah, basically, same old. Bear Grylls dropping a group of men on a deserted island. They fend for themselves. The camera crew is on the island as well, but they're also members of the island, and they take turns filming. It feels very genuine. Bear Grylls is a bit of a div and always annoys me, even though I kind of like...
I like Bear Grylls on... I prefer Bear Grylls on this to Bear Grylls on Mission Survive. Mission Survive is like a really disappointed parent.
For me, this is what Series 2, which was men one day and women the next day, this is what Series 2 should have been, because Series 3 put them both on separate sides of the island, and by the end they had met and discovered the existence of one another.
They hadn't met, had they? They'd
just sort of seen them and waved.
They saw a man climbing.
I don't know what it is about this show, but I always enjoy it, and I can't tell you why. I'll
tell you what fascinated me the most was the fact that guy... Was it Rizwan or something?
Rizwan, they called him Riz, didn't they?
And he just got off
the
minute he got off the boat, he just started crying. And they couldn't move, because he was just crying.
Yeah. And I think the women should be congratulated for finding the beach, which last year took them 3 episodes.
Although as well, you congratulate from that, the stuff with the water was a bit...
Oh, God.
Drinking the dirty water.
Yeah. I've always liked this sort of thing. I loved Castaway donkeys years ago. Do you agree? Do you find it surprisingly engrossing?
Yeah, because it puts people into a different situation, doesn't it? And so you out. Like there was that one of the 2 camera women just can't be bothered.
Just gave up. Yeah, just gave up at the end. Really peculiar.
I remember watching the first one of the last series, but I didn't carry on with it. It wasn't to my taste.
How could... See, I'm not... No, we can... I want to be done by a certain time.
It's already 7:30. Move on.
I love throwing in the odd grenade in there, just for Luke.
It does annoy me. But I don't know. I will watch this to the end. I like that Bear Grylls is there, but never gets involved. I can cope
That's why
with
it's
that.
with Bear Grylls and not because Mission
Yeah.
Survive is in it all the time, so that's why his name's at the front of the title.
Yeah.
Whereas this is just with Bear Grylls. It's like
Got to read the title properly.
He's basically a taxi driver on this. He just drops them off on the island and pops
he gives
up every
you
now and again.
top tips. Bear's top tips.
Does he also get the normal taxi driver questions like, oh, you know, been driving long?
What time are you on to?
Are you on to?
Can we please find out why Gary watched Maigret? I have
I
no
watched
idea.
it too.
Okay.
Yeah, but you watched it preview-wise to write about, presumably, whereas Gary watched it for
Review
leisure.
coming
I think
sometime
curiosity out of anything. It was the fact that it was Rowan Atkinson, who, let's face it, is not known as a serious drama actor in this country at all. He's known for Mr. Bean or Blackadder. And it was mostly to see how... I remember Maigret from when I was younger. It was one of those programs like, you know, when we only had 3 or 4 channels, you watched because it was on.
Who's got their window open and there's birds singing? That's lovely.
That's me. I've got... Well, it's light, isn't it? Since the clocks went
That's
back.
nice. I like
Gary's
that.
Avery that he's
Yes.
he's moved into the Avery.
There is quite a lot of bird song. Sorry, I do apologise. There's nothing I can do about it.
I enjoyed the Maigret review with birdsong.
I think the thing is, people will not really be familiar with the Maigret character. He is much more of your thinker than a doer. He is not an action cop. He is much more of your kind of laid back. I mean, he smokes a pipe, and a lot of the scenes with Rowan Atkinson were him of kind of, you know, very deeply thinking about what he's done. And of course, the very strange thing is, it's all set in France, but of course, they all speak perfect English accents.
Like Volander.
Yeah,
That's what annoys me about Wallander. Yeah.
Yeah, and
they can get away
I suppose the thing that for me it's like either move it to England or that would have been better. But I don't think
or
we
Frenchy
want
up the Frenchman.
Well, we don't want any sort of bad French accents.
No, I don't think that bothered me. I just think
it bothered me a little bit.
To me, it was just all a bit too drawn out. I didn't really, apart from Maigret, there weren't any other characters that really were memorable.
You didn't like the actual killer? You don't think he was...
No, David Dawson was the actor. No, it was like, I felt there was going to be something else after that he wasn't the killer or something. I mean, the revelation was that his mum had killed someone else. Oh no, his wife, wasn't it?
It was his wife in the end, yeah.
Yeah, nothing about it really stayed in the memory, really. I think Rowan Atkinson was really good, and it was it was a testament to him that I didn't think about it being Rowan Atkinson, if that makes sense.
I thought there were some very clever things that they did. The way in which they tried to manipulate the press, I thought was clever.
Well, I didn't like anything with the press. The press kept running. That all felt to me very cliched. Like the press keep running in up the stairs to the police station.
Sure, but I think it's sort of like
with the woman from the BT adverts.
Yeah. And I liked the way in which they then kidded, they fooled the police by bringing in a policeman from another, making it look as if he was a suspect. I think I liked the fact that you saw quite a lot of his home life and how that how his wife certainly had noticed a change in him. I suppose we ought to say that the idea is that he was chasing a serial killer who had been killing women for 6 months. This wasn't a fresh case. This was an ongoing investigation.
But you surprised me because this was 2 hours, wasn't it, on Bank Holiday Monday?
It was, but I watched it yesterday on skip through the adverts. So I suppose it was an hour. 40?
It's about an hour and a half. I watched it without adverts as well.
And I have to say I enjoyed it. I'm not going to say that this is up there with like Endeavour.
So are you going to be watching, because this is sort of an occasional series.
Yeah, if they were to make a series out of Maigret,
I think there's certainly another one-off, isn't there, like this?
Yeah.
Probably the August bank
later
holiday,
on in the year. Yeah.
I would imagine August bank.
I liked it. I like a drama that takes its time as well.
There's a difference between that and this, which I just thought was drawn out rather than was methodical.
I liked it, that's all I can say. There was something I was drawn to about it. And whether it was Rowan Atkinson, I don't know. But I liked it.
Something I hope we all agree on is that Fresh Meat's last episode was amazing. I loved it.
Thank you. End of review.
So we got the grades. Everyone got their grades. And
that was great.
Yeah, Oregon getting a 2-2 and not believing it. Vod getting a 2-1 and being really happy about it.
And
sort of
mentioning it at every possibility. Which
sort of realising that they were her family, which I thought was quite cute. Howard getting more sort of social skills. You know, he was going